welcome to CineMaryland. I'm your host, Rebecca Jessop. Although the critically acclaimed series has ended, The Wire is still garnering new audiences. Reporter Lisa Scott explains how Johns Hopkins University is using the show as a teaching tool. CineMaryland's Tracie Jules catches up with producer Lee Dahl on the set of his local series, The Adventures of Louanna Lee. Independent filmmaker Jason Boston sits down with reporter Elizabeth Homan to talk about the challenges and rewards of trying to make it in the industry. And we'll find out more about the Megaphone Project, a Baltimore-based organization that uses media production to help advocate for underserved communities. Tracie Jules recently caught up with producer-director Lee Dahl to talk about his latest project.
Lee Dahl is a busy man. In addition to managing the career of teen pop singer Louanna Lee, he's also producing a local adventure series starring the singer.
I started thinking back to my childhood. There was a show called The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, and they would do a little, probably a 20-minute sitcom, and then they would have young Ricky do a song at the end, and it was actually a music video. No one was calling them music videos then. So I had that in mind, and also one of my favorite shows was The Adventures of Superman. So I thought, well, we could do a show called The Adventures of Louanna Lee.
It's a TV series about Louanna and her grandpa, and they solve mysteries. And it's kind of like a Nancy Drew. Louanna's always getting herself into trouble, trying to solve the mysteries.
Not a fan of detective stories, Dahl, who is also Louanna Lee's father, convinced her to take the role.
And at first I was like, Dad, mysteries, that's not me, and I don't really like it. And he was like, no, acting, it'll be fine.
Each of Louanna's adventures begin and end at cottage antiques in historic Ellicott City.
Her mother does not approve of Louanna getting involved in any adventures or mysteries, but Grandpa always helps. Grandpa is an inventor. He reads a lot of old detective pulp magazines and comic books, and this is exciting to get involved in these adventures. And sometimes between Louanna and Grandpa, it's hard to tell which one is the adult and which one is the child.
Louanna Lee's partner in crime, Grandpa, is played by veteran actor George Stover.
So I play a grandfather, and I have one granddaughter, and that's Louanna Lee, and we get involved in all kinds of mysteries together, and so it's a lot of fun.
The series has become quite popular with local actors and production crews.
It's been a lot of fun. I can't believe what it's evolved to. 2 years ago we were just starting out, filming, having a cast of 5 people, okay, maybe not 5, but, a small cast, and, over the last 2 years it's, evolved into, a cast of 30, a makeup artist, and just so many people getting involved, and everyone has been, so great.
I take a bunch of individual talented people, gather them in a room, and have them working as a team before they lead. And I usually make a speech that I cannot pay anyone, but I usually guarantee that I will feed them, and actors are some of the hungriest people you've ever met. And within 2 months they will receive a DVD copy.
Due to the show's low budget, many of the locations used in the filming are provided free of charge. The most recent episode was shot in the Howard County Historical Society Museum.
The curator, Karen Griffin, is a fan of the show and has let us, use the museum. There again, it looks fantastic. We shot most of it at the museum, but the script called for a couple bedrooms, which there are no bedrooms at the museum. But another local resident who is also a fan of the show, Earl Clem, he allowed us to come in his home, and when you watch the show, you cannot tell, one place for the other. They leave a room at the museum, they walk into a room at Earl Clem's house, and it's seamless. So this episode was shot within 2 blocks, of all 3 locations. But we have journeyed as far away as Catonsville, which is, about a mile or 2 miles away. But we just shoot right in this area.
Dahl believes the series is successful because it's family friendly.
Well, our audience is actually from little kids to grandparents' age. I know myself, I suffered through many episodes of Barney and Comfy Couch, and they're terrific shows. But I grew up with the Walt Disney era, like the Hardy Boys and Spin and Marty, and they were exciting, Zorro, exciting adventures. And that's what we hope to recreate with our low budget, and make it something that the grandparents and the parents and the children, well, let's just say it, the whole family can watch.
The fact that it's the same characters in adventure after adventure, usually people just make a feature film and that's it, and the characters never show up again. So I like the continuity of it, like a television series.
In addition to producing the adventures of Louanna Lee, Dahl also produces an action comedy series called The Fixer. To find out more about Lee Dahl Film Productions, check out leedahl.com. To find out more about Louanna Lee, you can go to louannalee.com. I'm Tracie Jules for CineMaryland.